Let's see if it does. Yep, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
My brother and I had a wonderful time in this house. We crawled under all the porches and we ran on all the porches. And Mother bought me rubber-wheeled roller skates so I could skate around and around in circles in the back part of the house. And under the little porch on the west side, we found the stone that said 1853, and it was the cornerstone of the house. I later discovered that Daddy had purchased this house for $2,100. Not only did it have this huge house, it had a 3-acre yard with towering trees. Beside the house was a coal shed. Behind the house was an office building that could either be a hired man's room or an office, and at one time it was called the servants' quarters. There was a 3-car garage that had originally been a carriage house. There was a big hen house. There was a brooder house, and there was a huge old barn with a haymow that was a great place to play on rainy days. It had all kinds of things, and behind the office building there was a smokehouse and a feed room and a harness room. It also had 16 acres of land with a pasture for the cow, lots of big old oak trees. It had 2 ponds. It had a big apple orchard. It had a pecan grove, and you could find cherry trees, pear trees, plum trees. Every kind of a fruit tree that would grow in Kentucky grew there. We had 3 acres of garden. One was called the kitchen garden, and it was right behind the house. And then we had the truck patch, which was back up behind the house. And then we had what had once been the apple orchard plowed up and turned into more garden. It was paradise for kids, and we grew everything that you could think of to eat. And I love this old house. It was never very warm and comfortable in the wintertime because it was heated with coal and finally space heaters, but it was never really terribly hot in the summer because it had 12 to 14 foot ceilings, and all the rooms had transoms, so if you had a breeze you could open the transoms that would circulate throughout the house.
Spell that.
Transome. It's a window above a door, and they had little things that slid and you could open and close them, and they were like joust windows, only instead of going out this way, they went this way.
That's good. I knew what that was, but I knew that somebody in the future might not.
But transoms were, there was one between the kitchen and the dining room, one between the little bedroom and the dining room, one between the dining room and the kitchen, one between the dining room and the sitting room, one between the sitting room and the big divided room, one between the divided room and the front room. I don't think there were any more in the house. This house had 11 outside doors and 26 full-length great big windows. Washing the windows, washing the curtains, and most of the doors had half glass so you could see in and out. Apparently the guy who built the house had a terror of fire, and he didn't ever want to be trapped in a room where he couldn't get out. So even the bathroom had an outside door. But it was a great place to live, a great place to play, and it breaks my heart now to see it because it's falling down and the trees have just died.